Okay, so this is Castlevania III Dracula's Curse that I'm going to be doing a speedrun of. So this is going to be a submission for InstaSpeedathon. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, submissions are set to close in like less than 24 hours, so... yeah, we'll just get this like started straight away this run. Of course I don't have to put in a name, but I don't know, might as well. So time's gonna start as soon as I gain control of Trevor after this intro cutscene plays. And we're off. Yeah, so Castlevania 3 is another sequel to the first Castlevania. After Simon's Quest, this game basically goes back to the same formula the very first one had, with more linear gameplay, where you're just trying to get to the end of each stage, and just beating the end boss rather than just it being like an open world sort of game. Well, I wouldn't say open world, but like more like RPG. This just goes back to like the classic Castlevania formula, whereas 2 like basically was an RPG in a sense. So first things first, I want to get my holy water from this candle over here, and then just use that because it's insanely good at just killing bosses. Yeah, for basically mostly like the early Castlevania games, holy water was just this game breaker, so of course I want to pick that up. Just letting you kill bosses insanely quickly. Yeah, so level 1 is just easy enough, so I guess we can sort of just talk about the game. Sort of just introduce what I'm running here. Yeah, so for the most part, I really don't have to try too hard to just do well on, like, level 1 here. It's just for now, like, I need to just throw, like, holy water at as many enemies and candles as I can to also get shot multipliers on it. That way I can start throwing multiple, like, at one time. That way I can toss 2 at a time before I have to wait to throw more. And should also be getting a triple shot to drop as well, so I'll thus be able to have 3 out at a time. And now can have 3 holy waters out at a time. Probably only gonna need like 3 anyways. Because this boss should go down very quickly with the holy waters. Yeah, as you can see, like, if you can just stack holy water on top of a target that's just stuck on the ground, you're going to be able to very quickly kill it, including bosses. So for quite a few of the bosses, that's basically, like, the dominant strategy. Both fast and easy to pull off, so, of course, we're going to be doing that. First thing you'll notice here that Castlevania 1 didn't have was forks in the road, where you can pick which way you want to go. If you go up to the clock tower, you have to play an optional, like, level 2. But if you do play through, like, all of level 2, you do have the option to play as one of the other characters Castlevania 3 has, that being Grant. Though I'm running Alucard, so we're thus gonna just completely skip by, like, level 2 in its entirety. Yeah, so Castlevania 3 didn't just introduce forks in the road. They also introduced the ability to play as other characters. All of which basically have their own distinct playstyle. But for now, I should probably really focus to make sure these owls don't go too badly. It is pretty easy to just get careless and get hit here a bunch. I'm also trying to go fast, but I don't want to get too busted up either, because just in case, I don't know, maybe need some health for, like, some of the screens after this one. Because I'm gonna actually leave, like, level 3 halfway through, and entering level 4 that way will just not refill my health bar. So I'm trying to ideally not get busted up too much by owls. Yeah, it's significantly faster to just damage boost off of enemies and their projectiles rather than just outright killing them, but of course you open yourself up to a greater risk of dying this way. We're just going to, like, not bother taking the meat on that screen. We're just gonna risk it. Maybe not the best idea, we'll see. So the upper route basically just leads to like a whole other set of stages to play, where you'll meet Sypha if you go up there, but I'm gonna go lower route, so... Pretty important I just stay on top of my game here, because these frogs are kind of random. Alright, and we no longer have to deal with them. That was pretty easy. I got very few in front of my face, so that was nice. That made that nice and easy. Yeah, so I haven't actually, like, run Alucard in, like, at least, like, a year or two. And basically only started de-rusting, like, 2 days ago. I mean, save state practice definitely helped me just speed up my practice by a lot. Could kind of just, like, skip towards, like, where I felt I was going to be struggling the most anyways. And not so much have to just pay attention to the easy stuff. Yeah, definitely an advantage to playing on emulator. And granted, you can kind of do that too if you have an EverDrive. Kind of like use like save states and whatnot on an actual console. Yeah, so past like those frogs at the start, and maybe the Mudmen in 4-2, the stage is actually pretty easy to do, right? Well, at least for me anyways. Yeah, so I'm kind of just running through, just also using like good placements of holy water just to quickly deal with enemies. And then there's this bat. Sort of just kill it. Basically time your hits so that you will be hitting it the moment it splits up into more bats, so they can't actually fly anywhere. And thus you can just basically hit multiple bats at once just for like very like fast kill. Ideally, you just don't let those bats like start flying across the screen. You just basically like kill them as they are done splitting up. Otherwise you have to just chase after bats, and that's just annoying and more dangerous than just the much quicker strat anyways. Alright, so we're going deeper into the caves, deeper into the cavern route that's eventually gonna get us to Dracula's castle. Yeah, so we could have gone through, like, the castle, could have gone on a ship, but instead we're going, like, underground, gonna take a series of caverns to get to Dracula's lair, going lower route. Making sure there's any, like, if there's any drops I don't want to pick them up. I'm trying to leave... Well, first things first, I'm trying to keep the holy water, and I'm also trying to keep a double shot on it. Yeah, because every once in a while, like, random weapons can drop, and if you pick one up, you lose what you have already, and that's typically, like, really bad. Also, by the way, I know exactly what I'm doing. This is rooted very specifically for you to still not die, but get through it as quickly as possible. Actually, I'm just gonna make sure that blob doesn't hit me, because if it does, I'm gonna die and respawn with no holy water. I'm gonna just kind of chicken out on that jump there, just to be sure I'm not gonna outright die or anything. Probably lost like maybe a second and a half at most, just to make sure I didn't die outright. And then there's basically like the boss that's gonna turn into Dracula's Forgotten Son once we beat him, this vampire here. There's a pretty strong resemblance to Dracula in like the first Castlevania. Teleports around the room, shoots fireballs, but just put him in the correct spot to just dump holy water on him to just get a very fast kill. Put him right next to the 2 blocks, that are 2 blocks up, and then just dump holy water on his head and he'll die very quickly. So we meet one of the other characters you can play as if you say yes to playing as him. Alucard, Dracula's Forgotten Son, whose main strength is the ability to turn into a bat, but that's basically what, like where his strengths end, to be honest. He's subpar at combat, he can only use one sub-weapon, and it's the worst one. And also, by the way, he can't attack on stairs. Yeah, that too. Okay, I didn't want to boost back, but it's not the end of the world. So now I gotta just shoot stuff with these tiny little fireballs. But for the most part, it's just gonna be better to just try and run through as much of this stuff as possible. Okay, now we're gonna start flying. Okay, didn't get stuck in the ceiling, that's good. But you can only do so much flying, because that also requires hearts to do it. Also requires hearts to fly, just like it does to just use your sub-weapons. So you can't just fly as a bat forever. You're gonna run out of hearts and then just stop flying, otherwise. You can't just fly forever, so heart management, especially in like later stages, becomes like a main like feature that just separates this run from all the other Castlevania 3 runs. Just like knowing exactly where to pick up hearts and in terms of just optimizing this category as much as you can. Basically knowing how to squeeze out every last heart. Okay, he's not gonna like run all the way to the left, so he can just sometimes be a little bit annoying and just run here, and then kind of just be hard to hit because you want to dump holy water on him, but that'll put you right in front of the stairs, and you might just accidentally climb up the stairs since you also have to use up to just, well, you have to use up and B to like throw sub-weapons, and you also use up to climb stairs, so just you do the math. Alright, so on to level 6, where we're gonna have to get to see a lot more Alucard flying. There's plenty of hearts to pick up here, so you gotta do it. Also, there's Watch, that we'll probably actually not even use, ideally. But we still have to pick it up. Yeah, that's a big one, I definitely want to grab it. And then more flying. Don't fly across this entire screen because we only have so many hearts to use up. You can't just fly like throughout the entirety of the level because you can only fly so much. We'll just run out of hearts otherwise. Alright, so coming up with some really tricky flying here because I'm going to try and do like the fastest strats possible, so wish me luck. Alright, that is actually much tighter than it looks. That squeeze between the rock and the Spear Knight. And that is also not easy, that ceiling clip I just got. And I'm gonna go for another one here as well. Which I actually missed because I didn't get my head high enough in the ceiling there, so I'm just gonna like say screw it and take the stairs just to be really certain we're not gonna keep on getting stuck. Just to be really certain we're gonna like get through, I'm just gonna go like, yeah, I'm gonna just take the stairs. I know what you're thinking, it's easier to kill this guy with Trevor and Holy Water, but because of character switching, that's just gonna take more time anyway, so... You want to just kill Frankenstein as fast as possible, but the lag from the falling rocks makes that much easier said than done. And just Alucard's, like, less than stellar combat abilities, like, you're really just relying on his fireballs to just spontaneously, like, hit the same target, like, multiple times. But enough of that, we're moving on to level 7 now, so I gotta just... yeah. Definitely gotta be just focusing here, especially for this upcoming, like, ceiling clip we're gonna go for. We're gonna go for, like, 1 on 7 that probably is, like, the newest ceiling clip among the ones that are known. And I missed it, because... I basically just... yeah, I didn't just, like... I just basically transformed a little bit too late. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was, like... Actually, no, it was too early. I was just, like, transforming, like, to bat form and back a little bit too early, so that's why I missed that. If I would've just been, like, a little bit, like, slower on the turning back into, like, human form, we would've been fine. And it's also... something worth noting, you have to get Alucard's head high enough up into the block you're trying to clip through, otherwise he's gonna get pushed right back down. Kind of important we move this way just so this blob is gonna spawn, like, here instead of, like, further back. And then coming up to that bat that splits into multiple bats again, but... Now with Alucard's fireballs, which are just much smaller and tinier and just disappear as soon as they touch something. But I did it anyways. Did it anyways, okay. Gonna wait here for a block to fall, otherwise it'll probably like just hit me anyways. Two birds coming up, but I'm just going to do something like that. They'll touch me as I'm transforming, so they're just gonna die and I'm not gonna get hurt because I'm transforming and... Yeah, because I'm like turning into a bat or just... It would also apply if I'm turning back into Alucard's human form. He's got like a brief moment of invincibility where he just can't take damage while he's swapping back and forth between bat and man form. So yeah, that trick you can use on the birds to just deal with them pretty nicely. Yeah, pretty nice way to deal with birds and whatnot. They'll crash into you, if they touch anything they die, even if you can't get damage because of your momentary invincibility. Yeah, that's how that works. Alright, so then we have an auto-scroller here. We're basically just gonna, like, wait. Still have to keep up with the screen, but we don't have to try too hard, because we can't go any faster than this screen allows us to now. Also, do have to pay mind to the blocks that are cracking, because they'll just, like, break and fall eventually if you stand on them for too long. Still do want to, like, pay attention to that, just saying. They will fall, like so. I'm gonna stand here, wait for these two guys to spawn, I guess then we'll switch characters. I'll jump up, and now I'll climb up the stairs, and thus, setting it up that way I won't get touched. Okay, just in case, I don't know, I take an extra hit I don't want to, I'm just gonna, like, kill that mummy instead of just jumping off a projectile to boost through it to get it done a little faster. Just to be safe. And now a Cyclops is gonna come out of another coffin who may or may not charge at me the moment he, like, wakes up from that coffin. Though I hope he does charge. Good. Okay. And you gotta just basically trick him into running to that corner, dump 3 holy waters on him, whip him a few times, and then he'll die. And then Leviathan, just... Whips and holy water throws is what you want to do. Ideally faster than this, so he just dies faster, but... Not really doing so well with that. Definitely could have got him faster, but... Even that's still not too bad. Yeah, so now that we're done climbing up the side of a mountain that took us about, like, nearly 5 minutes, we're gonna finally be in the main castle. Yeah, this will now put us in Dracula's castle, after climbing up this mountain. Well, with the help of Alucard, of course, otherwise we would have been here even longer. First thing I do, just grab a heart from the candle right next to you, a rosary. Grab more hearts, because you'll need them to fly later. You'll need those as, like, ammo to fly. I guess stop here, jump and shoot to deflect this axe. Then gonna do some more flying past this corridor. Just fly through everything in this corridor, don't even bother fighting these guys. And then, not this screen here you're about to see, but the one after. I may or may not be able to do it quickly. It's like a kind of a 50-50 chance, like, mind you. Yes, there's gonna be an axe armor who's gonna throw a projectile, who has to throw it low so I can boost off of it. He threw it high, so I can't jump into it and my head won't reach. But he'll throw it on the second go, so it could have been a lot worse. Ideally, you want him to throw a low axe the moment you get on that screen, otherwise you are losing time just because you got unlucky. And grabbing more hearts just to fly across the rest of this crumbling bridge here rather than just walk. I think you're slightly faster overall when you fly, but of course you run out of hearts, so it can only fly so much. Until you just run out of hearts, that is. And then the death fight. I have to just be, like, careful to not completely butcher this. Okay, you're actually past, like, the worst of that. Yeah, it's particularly the first phase where the death fight tends to go wrong if you're fighting it with just Alucard. Second phase is a lot more straightforward. And if you want to kill that skull, like, really quickly, just sort of, like, somehow make your fireballs just hit the skull multiple times. It really comes down to good timing of your shots to make that happen. But then there's, like, level 9, so I'm gonna have to really focus here just to get these tricky jump shots, get these free men to work. One especially that's really easy to mess up if I'm not just perfect. But I got it. Yeah, the one with the 2 flea men, that is definitely, like, by far the easiest one to mess up. The other one's fairly easy to get the hang of if you just do it a bunch. Got past the one where I was, like, almost certain I was gonna mess up. Then gonna be coming up to some more flying soon. I'm gonna try some more jump tapping just to see if I can do this screen a little bit faster. It'll have to do. All things considered, that's still really good. Yeah, all things considered, I'm still probably on a really good run, to be honest. Especially since I don't really think I've played this in, like, almost 2 years. And gave myself, like, 2 days of practice maximum. And then after some, like, flying up the waterfall, there's basically just, like, another auto-scroll, so you're just waiting for the screen to advance at this point and not really doing much else. Of course, just if you feel the need to kill the enemies, take your time to do so, because you're not really being timed, like, too strictly on an auto-scroll. You're not able to go too fast here, so just, you can take your time, I guess. Still gonna grab more hearts along the way, because we'll kind of just need them to do, you guessed it, more flying later on. Just get up here, Alucard, come on. So I think we have enough hearts, we'll see. I mean, it can always just, like, reduce the amount of flying I do if it's actually not quite enough. I think we'll be fine, though. Speaking of which, speaking of flying, there's gonna be 2 more birds here, so let me just make sure they don't completely kill me. Better yet, neither one will touch me. Better yet, I'm not even gonna get touched. Just fly up here, fly straight up. I think I can... Actually, no, I think 5 is kind of like the bare minimum to do this, like, stun lock kill with the holy water without just getting hit. I think 5's like bare minimum or something. Yeah, I used all 5. And then... Alright, last level of the run coming up. And you'll pretty shortly see why I still have specifically a double shot on my holy water and not a triple. Like, why I just discarded that on, like, all the way back in level 4. To just only get a double on the next holy water. You'll see why. Yeah, it's still good. Good enough. I still have the triple shot axe. And because of just how much damage I was piling up with holy water and not actually breaking any candles to release triple shots, I was pretty much just gonna be guaranteed one the moment I knocked another candle out with a holy water. And did so right near an axe, so I'll have a triple shot, basically ready to just take and put on the axe for the Dracula fight at the end. That's basically what that's for. This candle is supposed to have a stopwatch in it, but since I already have one, it's another heart, which is important because Yeah, if you want to push Alucard as far as possible, like, you need to basically squeeze out every heart you can. Yeah, both to do a bunch of flying, and of course, you need, like, a lot of axes to spare to just kill 3 forms of Dracula at the end of all this. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Something's not right here. Okay, that's wrong. That is not what I was expecting at all. Not at all what I was expecting. Now I suddenly have, like, less health, so more likely I could just, like, die and, like, I could just die and get set back pretty far if that goes wrong. Yeah, if anything goes wrong with the Dracula fight, I get sent pretty far back, to be honest. So let's hope nothing does. Fingers crossed I can just nail this first phase like it's nothing. Okay, we're still in this. I can kind of just afford to, I think, waste hearts now, because I have, like, plenty of extras. Just don't waste health, though. And then I gotta ideally just get this kill as quickly as possible here. No, I think I'm gonna fuck it up, though. No, I'm not even gonna bother going for the 1 cycle. Let's just make sure we... Okay, let's just make sure we get this kill. It's not gonna be a 1 cycle. I'm going to just, like, hesitate way too much to get a 1 cycle. Yeah, so ideally, you want to just basically wipe out the 3rd form of Dracula's entire health bar before the platforms that are moving can start a 2nd cycle, because even if you're just a hair too late on the 1st cycle, you'll still have to wait for whatever platforms are moving to stop moving before the orb shows up, and then you can just stop the run, because you have to pick up the orb to basically just properly finish the game. No matter how quickly you finish the 2nd cycle, you still have to just wait it out. But yeah, that's the run. Yeah, stage A, safe to say, could have been a lot better. There was also, like, a ceiling clip I wanted to show off, but I didn't get the setup, and then I just didn't want to go for it. I feel like I kind of messed the setup, so I just wasn't interested in going for it. I mean, I'm running an emulator and I have a save state to just load that part of the run back up, so I guess I can just show that off. I think I'm gonna just get it, like, I think I'm gonna get it. I'll try, like, probably once, though. Yeah. Not exactly the setup I'm most comfortable with, taking the bone boost like so, but that's basically, like, that's what I want to show off. Not the thing I want to do, was show that off. Yeah, like, the setup I was used to using is a little bit different, but the idea is still basically the same. Just, if you can boost off that bone, and you get Alucard's head high enough in the ceiling, you'll be able to just push upwards through it, and then you can skip that entire flight of stairs. Yeah, so that's Castlevania 3 with Alucard. That's basically what it looks like. Of course, the run could be better, but I'm also trying to do commentary at the same time here. Just explain what's going on.